and I see that this Drake beef with Kendrick is escalating. I have no opinion. So if you're watching the replay, it's my typical Saturday night live. Just hanging out with folks. If you have opinions, I'm open to hearing them. But I'm neutral. I stay out of rap beefs. I've learned a long time ago not to get too caught up in the hype and the propagandas and all that other stuff. But that being said, as we wait for the room to fill in, I do feel like Kendrick is just carpet bombing the whole situation. So, who's in the room? We got two people in now. Let me just hit this button. I'm trying to figure out how to entertain the chat with and see who's chatting without losing the stuff. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. It's Mike from Reelblack, and this is Reelblack Live. Just hanging out. The cat's around. When she comes over, I'll get some treats for her. But right now, we got Larry Rhodes is in the building. Kendrick is winning. Yes, we have one vote for Kendrick. It got real personal, didn't it? Real fast. Hey, my brother, much love. Yeah, he's calling people pedophiles in this new one. And before that, he was calling Drake a deadbeat dad. So Drake wins. Out of control at this point, certified. So another two records. Yeah, you had the Family Matters or Meet the Family. And then before that, so on and so forth. I just woke up to it, so I'm not the expert. So if you want expert opinion on this rap beef, don't watch here. And don't litter my comments with, oh, you're wasting my time. This is clickbait. This is the news. This is what's happening on Saturday, May the 4th. No one's talking about Star Wars as much as they're talking about this rap beat. Kendrick up by 20. Yeah, it's not even close at this point. And then I guess the AI thing didn't help either. The AI Tupac. I caught part of that. Yeah, Kendrick just dropped another one 40 minutes ago. Yeah, I don't know if I can play it without them stopping the feed, but I suggest if you haven't listened to the latest update, check that out, come back, let us know if Drake is still ahead. You know it's serious when Reelblack is talking about it. Well, I talk about anything to get your attention. We got 98 people in the room, so now I should say go shop.reelblack.com. I don't know if we have any mods in the room, but you can get cool t-shirts and hats. Shop.reelblack.com. Happy Saturday, everyone. Yes. Let me make sure I can, I'm off the rap beef thing. I just wanted to come and say hi, make sure Drake is going to start canceling shows. Is Drake going back to Degrassi? I don't see, in my younger days, I would have been excited about the rap beef. I think I got, oh snap, I should have came more prepared. I have the original Jack the Ripper 12-inch in my collection. I thought I saw it. Let's see if it's in the stack. Otherwise, we'll just let it go. I still F's with Jack the Ripper. That's still my favorite set of rap beefs. LL versus Kumo D. But no, it's not here. Oh, I gotta keep this Purple Rain out though. Yeah, how's everybody doing? The cat's sleeping. How's everybody doing? And if you want to put your vote in, we'll tally the votes. It seems like Kendrick's ahead, but if you want to hear me talk about black on black crime for like an hour, then just tune out. We don't necessarily want to maintain that energy in this room. I always feel like Real Black is a place to get the antidote to what's on. I can't fuck with Obi with Kendrick. Okay, I gotta figure out how to read these comments. They disappear on the screen. So let me log into my YouTube so I can read the comments as they go. The other thing I want to get to, I don't know if anybody else is inundated with this crap, but this AI, artificial intelligence of reimaginings of current songs done in the style of older musicians, right? So as if some older musician did the hit 'em up video or pound round or whatever it is, done in a different style. I listened to one of them and now my YouTube feed is just full of them. And I don't know if that's because everybody's just doing them nonstop or because I fell into the algorithm. So I don't know if anybody else is getting this stuff, but it's like AI generated songs that have the lyrics of current songs, but like this one here is the Red Sisters Rich Baby Daddy. So I'm just afraid that if I even look for one, it's going to be a problem for me getting real information. Hey, got 100 people in the room, so I must be doing something right. We're taking votes and we're entertaining the chat here. So if you have opinions about who's winning this rap battle, feel free to chime in and I'll keep up. Hey, Hanlon Jones, I see you. I'm trying to find my page so that I can. Well, I didn't even click it, and it gave me. It went into my history just because I looked at it for a minute. It says that I listened to it. That's a joke. But I did listen to Not Like Us. Right, so that's what we're talking about now. AI trend is distasteful. My wife clicked. I like Kendrick for the win. Hang on, let me find out why I don't see my own. I see dead people. Oops, don't want to play that. They will block the stream. Kendrick will get all the money. Let me see. How do I go? How do I see my live? How do I see my live? How do I see my live? They're blocking me from seeing my own video. This makes no sense. All right, so I'll see if I can tap it here and keep up with you guys. As AI is problematic, I'm in the classrooms people, as the youth says, we're cooked. I agree. It's hard to tell. I'm grading papers now. I'm just taking a little break from grading final assignments. And, I think AI is good for generating ideas, but when it's obvious that the person didn't do any writing, I mean, I much prefer reading a paper that has some grammatical errors than something that looks like it's just cooked up straight from AI. Let's put the diss tracks aside as address Drake's allegations. So I mean, I've followed Kendrick's allegations. He's going in all in. What is Drake saying about Kendrick? I'm not upon it. I'm a 55-year-old black man. I don't have time for this. I got just a few more years left. Hopefully, I don't necessarily need to engage in rap beef. Drake made a diss for the clubs. Kendrick made a diss for your soul. Ha ha ha. Real one has already quoted some of my stuff. Love that. Okay. I think it's time to take the industry down. I don't disagree. But I mean, what's interesting, one thing that shouldn't be missed, all of the proceeds from this current rap beef with that Kendrick's putting out, they're all on his own label. They're not being funneled through any aggregator, Universal Music or what have you. Is not It's like Top Dog Entertainment. His deal with Top Dog Entertainment is done with. So the last three records that he's dropped on YouTube, all that money's gone straight to his entity. Hey, Big Mix. So I mean, it's good business for him to be dropping new records every 3 days. While all this attention's on him, he's getting tens and tens of thousands of dollars off these tracks that would not have existed otherwise. 11 million views. He might be in the six figures now. Times three, 11 times three, plus all the repeat business that he's getting from people AIing his disses and doing all that stuff. He's a very wealthy man to begin with, but this is not hurting his bottom line. Follow the money, folks. And he needs no approval. Now he's got to clear those samples. Al Green's gonna get some money too, but Kendrick, what the culture feeling? Driving war jets on 60 Minutes preview. Okay. K. Dot destroyed Drake so bad. Drake is crying anti-Semitism. Drake is not made for the diss track game. Drake mentioned Kendrick Lamar beating his wife. Okay. That's kind of a rough allegation, calling somebody a wife beater. But then he came out just now, earlier today, and he called Drake's closest friends pedophiles and says he likes them young and all this other stuff. So it's gotten very personal, it's escalated very quickly. Hey, L. Brown, hitting a lady is no-go. Well, messing with children is even worse. I mean, there's no worse than hitting a lady, but pedophilia is as low as you can go in this world. So let's see. If you're under 5'8", can you really beat your wife? I'm not. I have a wife beating joke that I tell, but it's not funny in public spaces. I don't want to take it. I don't want to be taken out of context. So let's see. Rap beef goes way back. Where's Peter Spyrer? He's got to come back out and make another beef documentary now that he's got all this going on. Oh, wow. Yes, you can. There's a video on YouTube. Drake's filing a 17-year-old on stage. Jake was 22 at the time. Well, did he know she was 17? I'm assuming it's a she. Peace and love. Blessings to Mike D in the chat. Hey, Lenaya. Yeah, we got a full house tonight. Everybody wants to talk about this Drake thing. I'm just going to let the chat flow. I'm going to read some of the stuff. Drake's gay. I don't know about that. I mean, they said he's a deadbeat dad and a whoremonger, according to. But that's the thing. When you make these allegations, suddenly they become true. So you're assaulting people's characters. Drake is on the down low. Well, you can say anything you want. I don't think there's anything wrong either way. I'll just put it out there in case I ever have to do business with either one of these gentlemen, which, is very, very low, very, very, very small possibility, but I want to leave the door open. So I'm not taking any sides on this. Drake won, the end? You didn't hear the new song. It continues. The plot thickens. The plot thickens. Hey, where's Molly? She's sleeping. The plot thickens. I don't think it's over yet. Say OV ho. Yes, I did. Abby, you think Drake won? He's got to drop another one almost immediately. He's got to stop what he's doing. Hopefully he's got some loaded in the clip. OV ho. This is not to be played with. Let's see. I'm still flabbergasted. That's a big word. Why I can't see my own feed on my own phone. So I can, let me see. Universal Music Review go out of their way to protect the biggest investment, Drake, since he signed that $400 million deal. You have to be careful making diss tracks. It's too easy now to get receipts. Yo, that picture in the diss is what they do in real life. about sex offenders in the neighborhood. That's a picture of Drake's house, and that's the sex offenders in red. Oh, wow. Okay, I see. So it's like a Megan's Law thing, but it's all Photoshop. That's the implication. Um, that's an implication. I don't think anybody's put in Drake's zip code to see what sex offenders are around. It's impossible that Drake has anything to say that can clear up his image because he'd rather talk about the daughter, but he doesn't talk about the accusations of being him a pedophile. Is crazy. Interesting. Yeah, I'm just so terrified to play that song on the live because they literally will stop the live in its tracks. Now, lots of people have done reaction videos and all that other stuff, but why give him more money? We know how powerful that industry is. What would Dick say? About the pedophile ring or about Drake versus Kendrick? He'd yell at me. Why bring that up? Don't you realize that there's a staircase to the moon and all the elites are going up on it? That's probably what Bible Dick would say. Don't waste my time with that minimal stuff. You know, the Queen of England has got the keys to the elevator to the sky. Hey G Play. AG Play. I'm trying to figure out I'm listening, I'm watching the chat. I'm trying to see the reason I'm looking down is I'm looking down at the phone to see if I can get the live stream to show up on my feed, so I don't have to do this. Um, let's see, live. That was last week's live, but no, this week's live. Let me see if I put in Reelblack, if it shows up. Oh, there it is. Okay. 96 watching, 83 watching. Where's Molly? Good question. She's over there somewhere. I don't have the treats, so she's minding her business. And I'm just gonna come on, maybe, another 15 minutes or so. Um, I just want to make sure everybody, that we keep our standard of going live every weekend for a little bit. But I am swamped grading papers. Okay, great. I got the chat. I got the chat going. See how far delayed it is. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I still haven't raised the phone up. It's a good. There it goes. About 30 seconds behind. Let's see. Who's in the room? Who's still in the room? Hanlon. They call me Yoki. Gucci Reeves. Big Mix. Hildago. Kanye won. I love that. Kendra's gonna have a fat belly when it's been eaten. Chico Burst. Yeah, I miss playing the music too, especially now that I have some time this summer. I wish I could get away with it, but they caught up. AI caught up with that. It's a problem. Um, I'm glad they didn't use AI to put Chadwick back in Black Panther. It's a matter of time. That's a matter of time, Big Mix. I'm sure they're going to make deals to likenesses for all those Marvel characters so that they can do more with them. So, and Chadwick's estate probably didn't earn that much money, so they'd be very open. It's AI is very difficult. If they're gonna do it anyway, why not get paid for it? Especially, but it's a big question. It's something that we're going to address in an upcoming podcast. Is what legacy and estates need to be aware about with artificial intelligence in the future. I'll go to the front of the chat and then go back. What are you doing this summer vacay? I want to write and I want to stay fed. This is going to be one of the more challenging breaks that I've had because the freelance jobs are not coming in as much as I would like them to, and with the demonetization, it's a little challenging not to have any income at all, steady income, guaranteed income for a period of time. So, but everyone watching, not just me, is one idea away from great success. So I'm just trying to go back and enter some writing contests and get some things done in that vein. To answer your question, um, going to just end up with some distasteful and disturbing AI. Hey, Frugalin, I can never say your name. I'm so sorry, love. Frugalist, Frugal Nista, Frugalnista. Did I get that right? I want to put an extra vowel in, but it just looks like it's Frugalnista. Um, Toronto. Who? Oh, that's a good question. Khalid or Farrakhan? I think, or Khalid Muhammad or Louis Farrakhan. I prefer Louis Farrakhan when he's not totally off the spectrum. Um, you know, um, I mean, they both get a little hateful from time to time. I think I teach now, so I can't. I'm speaking through an institution now that probably doesn't care much about either of those people, Louis Farrakhan or Khalid Muhammad. I think the reason why those videos are on the channel is because they promote Black empowerment. And I personally believe that you can be pro Black and not necessarily anti somebody else. That being said, we all know what side Louis Farrakhan is on, even though he says he's not. Well, they both have expressed strong anti-Semitic feelings. So, in that respect, I'm sort of like the Trump voter. Like, I don't agree with everything Louis Farrakhan says or Khalid Muhammad, but I do like the fact that they're about empowering Black people. But that being said, some of the rhetoric I could do without, but at the same time, and I see other people, who, are very active in these spaces, use that type of rhetoric to galvanize their audience. And I just don't think that there's a clear cut enemy when it comes to this kind of situation. Like, I don't necessarily feel that we need to position ourselves as victims in order to empower ourselves. Somehow somebody's taken away something from us that's preventing us from being unified. That being said, if you rewind the tape of this conversation, and the audience is slowly dwindling as we've gotten away from the Black on Black crime, I notice, which is to be expected, as we get a little deeper into the conversation. The first thing I said was I'm not promoting Black on Black crime on this channel, and that hey, welcome FU2. We had about 100 people in to start when we were talking about Drake versus Kendrick, but now we're pivoting slightly. The people are dipping out a little bit, and that's cool. So I'm trying to be careful with my words. So be aware, because I don't just speak for Reelblack anymore. I'm a adjunct professor now at Temple University, so yeah, be a little easier to talk about Kendrick versus Drake, but I think it's also important to answer questions as Ask Me Anything. I don't think you have to be anti anybody to be pro yourself, whatever that sense of identity is. And too often in this culture, it seems like you have to have a villain or a bad guy. And I think when we're talking about race and racism, it's built into the system. It's systemic from my perspective that, um, trying to follow the chat and make my point. And, until we challenge the structure of the system and see how these things, this divide and conquer affects us as people of color, we're always going to be feeling like we're some sort of victim of something. And that's why, you know, I look at this lightheartedly, these rap beefs that come up. I remember when rap beef got real, not just personal, but deadly. I remember where I was when Biggie died. I remember where I was when Tupac got shot um, in Las Vegas, and that's some severe uh, self-destruction, let things get out of hand to that point. So I guess it's good that these conversations can be had, but it's not to me at this stage when you're accusing people of being pedophiles, when you're accusing people of being wife beating, when you have these accusations that seemingly don't have proof, you're creating a lot of danger, and I don't necessarily want to get into all that with the channel. Oh, here's Molly. She's coming over. Small hats play victim all the time. No one says anything to them about it. I just don't feel. Oh, now the cat. I'm using the cat scratching post to hold the screen up. So now she's scratching. Come here. Who do you have on this? Drake or Kendrick? Come here, like you care. Come here, Molly. All right, she doesn't care. She just wants to scratch her post. And that's the way it should be, right? Do you think the powers that be really care about this stuff? The system victimizes on every class line. So the elites want us fighting about everything as long as we don't look at them. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, so this is just a big distraction ultimately to what's really going on in the world. I mean, and it happens all the time. Every week, my timeline gets clogged up with this kind of nonsense, and in the meantime, stuff keeps happening. Trump, he'll probably get off on this trial. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he did, even though it's very evident that there was a cover up on that money thing. So, but he's got, the state has the burden of proof. So as long as the state has the burden of proof, there's a chance that this guy's going to get off, and there's a chance that he'll be the president once again. In the end, we're going to like who we like, but I'm glad MC still get it on the mic. I guess Lupe would ether everybody. Where's the love? Hey, Molly Cat, Lanaya. Tupac had harsh things to say. And that's the power I see 109. That's the crazy thing about rap beef. I mean, it does, if your words are things and your emotion carries over, the more people you have talking about this stuff, the less likely. Did I just wipe my nose a second ago? I didn't even recognize doing it. That's kind of crazy. I'm seeing the delay on the phone. I'm just like way behind on it. So, Kendrick seems a candidate for those who feel his music and beef is political. His lyrics represent from many social political struggle. I agree with that. Tupac is Killmonger. Well, Killmonger is based on Tupac. I mean, he's even from the Bay Area, Killmonger. Illusionary revolutionary. Tupac is Killmonger, yes. Um, a lot of respect, lost respect for Andre 3000. He doesn't have anything more to say. Common-ish in You was a great diss track. Okay, are we moving the conversation over? Um, no, you're not going to create a time paradox watching yourself in the past. That's funny. So we go in slow motion. All right, let me see if I had another screen. Well, let me see. Live chat. Okay, now it's going to get weird because now the screens are going to start to morph into one another. Watch this. Watch it get weird. Boom. It's going to get weird. Okay, all right, we'll stop with that. But let's see. But it's delayed. That's the weird thing. It's not as fast as it would be if I was sitting at the console. It just go boom, like we in a time warp. Multiverse, exactly. Parallel dimensions. It's just called feedback, Doctor Who style. Did Kendrick put out another track today? Yes, a third, 3 tracks in 1 week. It's difficult being a man out of time. Right. I'm just reading. Keep up with me. And yet, because apparently, well, Kendrick, he's got his own record label now, so he's gonna keep cranking them out as long as people start watching them. So, or keep listening to it. So, not like us. So as long as he'll keep getting paid off this nonsense. I appreciate the love. Go to reelblack.com, shop.reelblack.com, shop.reelblack.com. No snow bunnies. Get a hat. Buy a hat for your snow bunny. Make her real black. Oh, Academics is live. Well, go over to Academic on Twitch or whatever he's doing and entertain. I'm too old to entertain rap beef, I think, is my problem. Academics has another new track. I hope Drake responded, right? Is that the whole thing? Hey, Elizabeth Frank, we've got about, another 15 minutes, and I'm just going to jump off. My main point is I'm too old for rap beef. I think it's a huge distraction to what's going on the planet. But at the same time, it's entertaining. It gives us all something to talk about. But when it gets super personal like it is right now, I think it's black on black crime, and they're going to allow for it. And that bothers me. And when you talk about racism and all this other stuff, and wasn't some of the beef, correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, who's been following this completely, but wasn't some of this stuff directed being black, having a white mom, being light-skinned and all this other stuff? I mean, this obvious dozens role-playing stuff. They allow black people to be the circus. Drake neglected his children and used black women. Okay, that was one of the allegations, that. And then Drake came back and said that he's had all kinds of women, and that Kendrick should be mad at that. That Kendrick picked a light-skinned woman to be his maid or something like that. So watching various black TV, let me read this, Chris. Is there a trope for white characters that are just there for cream in the coffee, for examples? Jefferson's Mr. Bentley, Mercer Tillman, Different World. That's a good point. I don't know if anybody's ever given that a name, Chris, but for a long time, I mean, I liked how they treated Tom Willis, and Mr. Bentley on the Jeffersons. I actually need to watch some Jeffersons episodes. It's been a long time since I've seen some Jeffersons. Kendrick stars auto agree. 4 songs. Wow, another song came out. Kendrick versus Drake. Well, hopefully they'll do a verses together or put it to bed. I don't know how deep the animosity goes, but the best way to do it is to capitalize off of capitalism with it and bring both their fans together. If you can at this point, it might be so polarized you couldn't even have a show with both those guys on the bill to shake hands. Magical Caucasian. Your mom is white. You can't use the N-word if your mom is white. Do you watch battle rap? I used to watch all that stuff. I used to film battle raps. I was in the deep in the mud with battle rap. We shot the Philly Blaze, and I mean Philly. I didn't go too deep into North Philly, but I've been to Nice Town. I've met rappers, street rappers, and tried to give them some of my professional video work. But I mean, Too Raw from the Streets. They're from Philly, so I know those guys. Drake should stop saying the N-word just because he says it. Just because, well, yeah, Philly battle in the mid-2000s was ill. Yeah, you can't top Philly for battle rappers. I think this Kendrick versus Drake will be over within a week, especially as we're in the era where everything is overexposed. What's my opinion on drill? I think that's my opinion on most rap music is, if rap music was always accused of lacking musicality, I think sampling fixed that, but a lot of drill music all sounds the same to me and is built off rhythms, which is Jamaican style, way where everybody uses the same beat and puts their flavor on it. So, I had problems when it was in Philly talking about how they'd wet up your t-shirts and all that kind of stuff. So if if the limitations of your verbal ability is to rap about drugs and guns, then I'm not really interested. I think there's so many more things you can talk about as an artist, and unfortunately, a lot of drill artists that's their limitation. So I hope I answered that question. Let's see what else is going on. Beef rap goes to show that the industry is trying to keep their creation relevant. Hip hop has been corrupted. Trap music sounds like it stems from Arabic. Interesting. Mom's over there licking herself. It's funny. She's been coughing up hairballs every morning. Every morning. If she doesn't wake me up by putting her nose up against my face, it's she's waking me up because she's coughing out hairballs. It's hairball season for cats. So as she cleans herself, I know that's just gonna be one big stuck together hairball in a minute. Powers that be want to dumb down the masses. I trying to keep this a smart place, that at least you can go here to Reelblack and discover some things that are worth your attention, But clearly the rap beef has gotten people's attention, so that's why I labeled the video what it is. But I'm not sure. Do I have a third topic? Kung Fu Kenny. Not sure what that means. Can we discuss a Kentucky Derby and the racism deep in the event? Big Mix, are you talking about the fact that original jockeys were all black and then they blocked that out? Or is there something else going on with the Kentucky Derby historically or currently that I'm not aware of? Competitiveness in hip hop is part of its DNA. Crews went at each other from day one. The gang culture is laced within. That may be true, but it's all black on black crime to me. They allow it. If there's anything different. Let's see. All that aside, I actually found your Jaguar Wright video from 2006. I was watching a bit of it early. That Jaguar Wright video from 2006 blew up this week. I don't know. I don't pay attention to what Jaguar is talking about, but apparently she did 3 interviews for this outlet on YouTube, and each one got over 1 million views. So we got some collateral damage, not necessarily in all the Jaguar videos that we have on Reelblack 2, but that one full-length concert, I woke up and it had 50,000 views in 2 days. And I'm like, wow, what happened? And then I did some digging, and it's like Jaguar was talking about P. Diddy. So I can only imagine what she was saying. D Diva. But the fallout was that people discovered that she can actually sing. And she's a very talented artist. So I think that that's always what I've tried to say about Jaguar. And actually, I should try and call her. Let's see if she answers the phone. She's so busy with her crap. Let me see. I just want to fuck with her. What should I ask Jaguar? If she answers, she never answers her phone. And actually, I don't know if she puts her number on it either. So I'll put her on speaker in a minute. Call Jaguar. Calling Jaguar Wright. See if she answers the phone. Ask her if she's watching the fight tonight. Talking about Jay-Z and all. So she's not going to answer the phone. She's too busy counting her money.
Sorry I missed your call. Leave me a message with your name and your number and your message, and I'll give you a call back. Later.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Jag, it's Mike Dennis calling from Reelblack. Thank you. I don't know what you were saying, but I appreciate the fallout. The video that we have on the channel has gone viral again. I hope you're well, and stay out of trouble if you can. I'll talk to you soon. Love you. All right, so that's Jaguar, and you should cash app her. Let's see. Starting a little bit. Let's see who else I can call. Jaguar Wright is Faith Evans' cousin. That's what she's claiming now. I don't know. I know she's related to some people in Philly. Jay-Z ruined Jaguar's right to transition to the mainstream. We love you, Jag. She's been trying to release new music, Starlight Kill, for a long time. But and I hope she does. I hope she uses her platform to remind people of her talent. People are saying they can see where Jill Scott stole her style from, etc. I love Jill, so I don't know. I mean, it's in the water. I don't necessarily know who came first with that style. Have I met Tierra Whack from Philly? Good question. I saw her at the Roots Picnic a couple years ago. I saw her perform, but I've never met her. I'm just not in those circles. People don't make music the same way that they used to, where they're performing, or at least Tierra Whack didn't necessarily come up through a grassroots process where we would be filming her or open mics or things like that. So doesn't mean she can perform country music just because the roots is a brain thing. Demographic. We're losing some people. Joe Scott stole Jaguar Wright's style. Jaguar Wright's man. I miss the neo soul era. Beyonce is white. Okay. No open mics. Interesting. How? I mean, well, in the early 2000s, more live music was being made. Now people have their own studios, and somebody like a Tierra Whack just didn't come up, as far as I know, wasn't hitting the sidewalk trying to get her music heard. Same with Little Uzi Vert. He kind of came out of nowhere. He came through the mixtape circuit. He wasn't like a street rapper or anything like that. The first time I heard about Little Uzi Vert, he was already signed. So Cheerwhack never sold out. I love Dwele, Zoe, Guapole, Amel Luro. Zoe. That's somebody, I think Zoe just did a show here, but they follow me. I think I followed them back on Twitter, but I don't know their music that much. What happened to Neo Soul? Why was it so short lived? Why did it disappear? That's an excellent question, Elizabeth. That might be the root to, hey, Brother Ron. Ron, you should follow Ron Baker's Instagram. He's got some amazing photos of some legendary people. We're just winding it down. I'm running out. I didn't bring any water or anything. I'm running out of topic, but I'm entertaining the chat. So if there's any questions, anything you want to say, I'll repeat it. They picked these. They picked these new artists with no talent and seem to be former special ed kids. I think we're all on the spectrum. Beyonce bleaches her white skin. Oh my God. Can you just say all that? How's Dick Gregory's widow wife send her our love? I need to check in on her. I owe Christian a call now that it's May. And we'll follow up on that. But yeah, she just had a birthday recently too. Just woke up hey, Evelina. Yeah, it's Saturday, so I wanted to come on live and just hang out for a little bit. So check out rapper Chris Crack. That's an awful name. Chris Crack. New Jack Swing's short-lived. Yeah, I think, why did Neo Soul end? I think the music got mislabeled, and it's not a good question to ask anybody who was part of that movement, the early 2000s revitalization of organic soul music. I don't know if they would take kindly to the feeling, because there's a lot of them are still performing music. That wave of artists might not feel comfortable saying that it ended. But that might be a question to ask when I go back and work on this documentary. How do we know what kind of hair Beyonce has? Didn't she have a weave? She's the last 30 years. I don't know if I've ever seen Beyonce's real hair. I'm not sure if I want to entertain Red Golden Child anymore. You're on a tear. Miss Tina's not black, she's mixed. Huh. I missed out on everything. I missed out on Zanzibar Blue Days, Black Lily Dam. I need places to go to now. I was a kid back then. Well, fortunately we have a lot on video for you. Paz from Uruguay. Hey, Mateo. Uruguay. ¿Cómo está? Muy bien, ¿y tú? Desuniano. Trabajado. That's about the limits. I spent a lot of time in South America, and that's all I can speak. It was marketed. Yeah, I think it was the backlash was quick. You know, the artists didn't like being labeled, and the music didn't find a huge audience in comparison to, even though it was organic. I think the music was making so much money back then that none of it was considered a hit compared to what Britney Spears was doing and the Backstreet Boys and all that other stuff, and so the record industry didn't stick with it. Um, let's see, what's my favorite place to travel? That's a good question. I just like traveling. I like getting out of. I like getting away and seeing stuff. Uh, I guess my favorite place to travel is the place I haven't been yet, and I want to put Japan on that list. I want to put Egypt on that list. Would love to go back to Africa. Would love to go back to South America. I want to see. I want to see the pyramids in Peru. I want to try ayahuasca again. Um, Cleanse my spirit. It feels like giving your soul a shower when you do those things, and they're not necessarily allowed as much in the States. So um, that was a good experience for me, doing trying ayahuasca in Bogota when I was in Bogota. My son has been to Japan twice. I have a friend whose daughter's stationed in Japan, and she gets to go visit her daughter every once in a while, and I know it's amazing there. Hey, Takashi Mandela, what was it like taking ayahuasca? I've told this story a few times. I don't know if I've told it on cam, but it was, what's interesting about it. Like people, they like when you're introduced to it. Okay, so let me go back one step. So ayahuasca is a plant medicine. It's actually what happens when you combine two plants together. It creates a psychedelic, right? So you drink it in a wooden cup about this big, about the size of your hand, and you take a dose, and it's a ritual. So you have a shaman guide you through it, and when you take it, you're being told that you are connecting to the ancestral realm, and you purge physically and emotionally in the process, right? So I'll get to that in a second, Lanai. Um, so the first dose, when I did it, I didn't do like a week of it or anything. I did one day, and the first dose was uh, I saw colors and shapes, and it felt like I was in a vortex, like I was moving through something, and that I was being welcomed into this world. That's what it felt like. I wish I could paint. I would have painted pictures of what I was seeing. And it lasts about 40 minutes, and then it wears off. The second dose I took, and nothing really happened, right? So I said to the shaman, I said, hey, what's going on here, shaman? I didn't throw up. I haven't gone to the bathroom. This stuff ain't working, right? So he said, "Oh, really? Okay." He says, "Well, you don't tell the medicine what to do. It works on you. It does what it needs to do, right?" So I said, "Okay, that's cool." So he gives me another dose. He like pours another cup of this stuff. It tastes like a sweet bark. And my understanding is they're different. It's bitter, but and it like chips of plant in it and stuff. And he pours it into the cup, and then before he hands it to me, he looks into it and he whistles into it, goes, and hands it to me, and I drink it. And I swear to you, within 20 seconds, I'm nauseous. I feel like I gotta throw up. So I run outside and I puke, and the shaman follows me out the door and he yells, "Power!" So I said, oh boy, what did I ask for? What am I in for now? So he said, because you threw it up, you got to take another dose. All right. So I took another dose. And for the next hour, I'm just crying, but like uncontrollable crying, tears running down my face, but it wasn't like caused by an allergy or sadness or joy or anything. It was just pure tears, right? And what happens when you're taking this medicine here, you get the sense that you're talking to yourself. And a lot of people, like you're here, like, your inner voice guides you through things. That's what the sensation that you get when you are on this stuff, that you're hearing, not audibly hearing, but you're hearing your inner voice ask you questions and guide you through things, right? So the first question I asked was like, well, why am I crying? And what my conclusion was that I had never taken the time to mourn for my mother, who had passed away earlier that year. So this is a couple years ago when I did this, right? But and more importantly, that I never, while she was here on the planet, simply thanked her for the gift of life, right? So I was purging my spirit, cleansing my soul, and grieving for her at the same time. And so I never once cried for my mother, and now it was all happening at one time, but it wasn't any kind of emotion attached to it. It was just tears. It was all tears coming out my face. So that was the second dose. And then the third dose, I'm trying to remember, um, we ended the night with 3 doses. The third dose, I just felt like like my soul had been cleaned with a toothbrush. And I had, let me see if I can find the picture. I felt like I had a whole glow on me. Um, that, and I never felt that way before. Like everything had been cleansed and cleared out of me. So that's why I want to try it again and see if I have the same reactions. But it definitely convinced me that there's more to the world than what we're able to perceive with our own 2 eyes and our 5 senses, so to speak. That there's more happening energetically than what we're able to perceive. And that our ancestors are always with us, that's part of our intuition. Oh, that's what it was. Oh, the first dose is very important. That's why I have to go back. So the first dose was like guiding me in. Then he said, the last dose, I felt like I was shackled to the bottom of a slave ship. And I felt all the feelings of being tied down on the bottom of a ship hull, not knowing where I was going or what was in store for me. And I went through that whole shackle feeling and stuff. I felt like I was one of my ancestors, literally. And at the end of the dose, it's like a wide awake dream kind of thing. I felt myself stepping out into the daylight from the ship's hull into the unknown, and that was the disembarkment of the ritual for me. But everybody had different experiences. It was, people in the group said they felt closer to their grandparents and things like that. And but yeah, it definitely connects you to your DNA, what's in your DNA. So, it's real, and I'd love to try it again. I mean, I know that people do it um, here in the States. It's a little clandestine. They're not supposed to do it, but they do have people that do it. And if I had the cash to step in on one, I mean, some of these people like Michael Beckwith, they want like $3,000 a week to try it. I happen to do it in Bogota for $300, for one night. So, I recommend it. And then the thing about it is, once it wears off, there's no flashback or anything like that. So, um, that's my endorsement. Yeah, they were gonna do peyote the next day, but I had to leave. I had to head back to the States. But at that stage in my life, I was definitely prone to experiment with consciousness. I took meditation classes and I did all kinds of things to enlighten myself. Did I start whistling after my experience? No, but there was something in this guy's whistle. Like, I started to think, Chico, that there was some life inside the medicine that he was speaking to. That's how I interpreted it. Like, he had some sort of spiritual connection to the living organisms that were in this cup. Each dose lasts about an hour, Hope. Um, and then it wears off, and then you get another dose. And then the ritual goes from sundown to sunup, right? So the next morning we were out of there. We are supposed to get breakfast from them, but like when the sun goes down, that's when it starts, and then by 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. It's a 12-hour experience. So it is sort of like the film Black Panther. They definitely took something from. I keep rubbing my nose. I'm sorry about that. Um, they definitely borrowed some of that spirituality stuff from in Black Panther from this particular ritual. Yeah, ayahuasca. I don't know Kendrick or Drake. Better for you, Asian Latina. Better for you. It's just a distraction. Get everybody's attention. But they're playing the dozens and they're making lots of money in doing it. But when it gets personal like that, I think it's some things you can't take back, and then some people in the audience take things very literally. So they're gonna believe that stuff, and it could destroy their reputations ultimately, or create more investigations, raids, so to speak, because some people don't know the difference between entertainment and facts. Do I have any archives of Aaliyah? There's one Aaliyah video on the channel. It's just from an old network TV special. It's her talking, and I think we posted it near her birthday. But I came close to meeting Aaliyah. I saw Aaliyah. I was as close to Aaliyah as I am to my cat, who's sitting on the couch over there, at the Urban World Film Festival. And this might have been, it was a few months before she passed away. Urban World traditionally is in September, and I feel like Aaliyah must have passed away that fall, because it felt like it was like, oh, I just saw her like 3 weeks ago or something like that. I know it wasn't in the spring. August 25th, 2001. And I swear to you, Aaliyah was at the Urban World Film Festival in 2001. And she was in the audience, and I walked right past her. Right, and I wasn't thinking anything of it. I was like, oh, that's Aaliyah. Okay, cool. The same way, I think the same year No, it couldn't have been the same year. Because the year Down in the Delta played, Maya Angelou and Wesley Snipes were at the premiere. And they were in the lobby. It was like a downstairs lobby. I forget what the theater was at the time that they were using. But Stacy Spikes would know. He wrote a book. But I was very close to... Katherine Jackson and Jackie Jackson have the same birthday. So I was this close to Aaliyah weeks before she passed away. So, Mike, would you ever use AI in any movies or remakes of film? Yes, I would, Chico. I think that I have a project that would be perfect for AI. What happened to Left Eye? What did she know? We don't go. Now you're getting into gossip. To quote Dick Gregory, I don't. Left Eye. We had the last days of Left Eye on the channel for about a week, and I took it down. That's a really good documentary. If you're interested in what, I mean, she was going down to see Dr. Sebi, and she very mystical thing. We have to be very careful about the vibrations that we allow to influence us. Yeah. She steered her car into the other lane and crashed it. They show that happening in the documentary. Happy birthday, Mrs. and Jackie Jackson. Yeah. So, yeah, Leah, Left Eye, all these people. Yeah, something happened. I mean, I don't know, because what happened in the documentary, she had a accident or something, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I know a lot of people have seen this documentary, but she killed a small boy a few days before her own death. So, and that was her premonition, but it seemed to me like it was intentional what she did, based on the fact, and then the fact that she was the only person that died in the crash is also very interesting. But you didn't feel it was a suicide? It seemed very intentional to me when I saw the video. I mean, it's they don't say what it is, but something. But the whole documentary, yeah, she's talking about how she feels a certain way and her energy is off, and she's trying to remain pure. I mean, some people have premonitions about their demise or whatever, but then when you take matters into your own hands, are you really allowing fate to do its job? That's the question. Did I ever interview Dr. Sebi? I honestly didn't know that much about Dr. Sebi until after he had passed, so the answer is no on that. I would have liked to have, maybe I'd be a healthier person now if I had gone down to see Dr. Sebi, when I had the opportunity to do stuff. But, he left a lot of videos and things, people to follow, but, to have somebody like, I like people that are smart about things, and they can like look at you and they can see what you're lacking, where you're out of balance. Let's see how the Nuggets respond. Oh, what's the score, Chris? I don't want to take up everybody's time. The Nuggets were up at halftime. That's when I left. That's when I last left it. So, did I interview any of the Jacksons or Quincy Jones? No, but I met Michael Jackson. I told that story before. Oh, the Timberwolves won. Okay, got it. Yeah, I watched the last two Sixers games, and that kind of broke my heart a little bit. I would have liked to see them advance, but with our big guy, not feeling 100%, it wasn't going to happen. So, yeah, I met Michael Jackson. I got his autograph, and then I lost it in the move. So I ended up buying an autograph of Michael Jackson's later, I met James Brown. That was great. He just had a birthday. A Moonwalker. I have Moonwalker here. Let me see. These them? No. I keep Michael Jackson videos close by. Moonwalker. How old were you when Moonwalker came out? See, I was a little too older. Like, I grew up on ABC, Jackson 5. That's my era. Please critique the Philly era of Jackson's. I like Enjoy Yourself. That second album I didn't buy. What did James Brown say? Oh, James Brown is funny. Let me see. Is a book here? So, hang on. I'll stand up. So, big James Brown fan. I bought his book, and I was working at Virgin Megastore in Los Angeles. And they said James Brown's going to make an in-store appearance to promote his new Live at the Apollo 1995 album. And I said, great. And so, to my regret, they said, would you like to take a picture with him? And then at the time, I was like, no, I don't want to take a picture because I had the Virgin Megastore uniform on. And I was kind of embarrassed about, working at the store, so to speak, and meeting people that way. But I met a lot of people. That's where I met Michael Jackson, at Virgin Megastore. So anyway, you asked what he said. So he signs the book. Right? So you can see it, right? So it says, to Michael from James Brown. And then he scribbled next to it a few times. And I said, all right, what does it say? And he said, it's a man world. It's a man world. I said, okay. Thank you, Mr. Brown. I had a good time in LA, meeting celebrities. I met Richard Pryor out there. I got a book signed by him, as much as he could sign. He had MS at that point. And Bruce Springsteen came in the store. A lot of people. I was very, very starstruck. I mean, I collect autographs, as you can see behind me. I collect autographs, so it was always a big thing. Did I meet Selena? No, she had died when I was in LA. That was a huge death. Oh, you met Isaac Hayes? That's so great. What was he like? I'm like a little kid when I meet celebrities. I think, I probably put too much weight on fame and celebrities. The only person that I didn't meet that I would have loved to have met, two people, Eddie Murphy and Sly Stone. And I guess I could still do it. Prince, I saw live. I had front row seats, front row center tickets to see Prince. So I had my experience with Prince. We were very straight. Did he try to get you? Oh, she was really nice, very straightforward. He was leaving the store, but he was cordial. I think he started before James Brown. Asian Latina, not Isaac Hayes. James Brown is one of the originators. I mean, you talk about Little Richard or something like that. Otis Redding. Actually, Otis Redding started after James Brown. I think Little Richard was the inspiration to both James Brown and Otis Redding, because Little Richard was from Georgia. I actually have a signed Little Richard book, but it's not there. And just trying to see. Yeah, a lot of the signed books aren't. Um, well, Chris will like this one. Hang on. I don't know if I can show it though. Let me see. Chris will like this. You can get these. Ooh, probably shouldn't have showed the cover. Um, so this is an eBay thing. Did Chris get that? So, but anybody can get this if they go to eBay. And they have $50. They can get a signed book. But I have broad taste. I'll put it that way. I have broad taste. No pun intended. Joe Tex, yeah. And then before that, Louis Jordan was an inspiration to James Brown. Miles and Hendrix story. They were supposed to perform together. Sly is Drake's uncle. No way. So that's how rumors get started. Red Golden Child. Betty Davis, through the influence of Jimmy, influenced Miles. Yeah, that's true. With the fashions. There's a really good documentary. I don't know if I have it right here on Miles Davis. Which one? Those are all Blu-rays. There's a good Betty Davis doc, and then I usually keep all my music stuff together. I do not see it. But anyway, it's called The Miles Davis Story. It's on CBS Video. It talks about his, from the time he was, Miles Davis was a dentist's son. His father was a very respected dentist, and Miles went off to Juilliard and got hooked on drugs, and then cleans up, by coming back home and sitting in a room by himself for weeks at a time and puking his guts out and getting off heroin, and then comes back and becomes the Miles Davis that he is. But I believe that there's I believe that's the document that talks about Betty Davis being an influence. But it could have been the other one, the one that Stanley Nelson did, that I remember this from. But Miles lived with sickle cell disease. I look at his drug habit differently because of that. Interesting. I didn't know he had sickle cell. Well, that's got to be 10 times worse to be on heroin and have that issue. Huh. Rufus Thomas claims. I love the autobiography of Miles. I do too. I have that one too. I met Courtney. I would have loved to have met Melvin. Melvin was interesting. When I first met Melvin, he intimidated me to death, and I was afraid of him when I was in college. But because he said to me, like, give me a call, my number's in the phone book. And I called him, and then he acted like he didn't know me. And I'm just like, hey, Mr. Van Peebles, I just need some advice, whatever. And then I met him years later. We got to know each other really well. And he was a sweetheart. He was a mensch. I miss him to this day. I got a couple of his books over there. I don't think they're signed, though. We're talking about Melvin, a very, very important man. And more people should know his story. I don't think he signed this though. No, no, he did a lot of stuff for me. Yeah, he didn't sign these. Yeah, trailblazer, just a genius. I put it away. I had his box set down there. That's not it. No. What else can we talk about? Okay. Just reading the chat. It got quiet. I'm just reading the chat. All right. There's something going on with MB. Well, this is where people can stop watching if they want. Rosie Greer. He's still around, isn't he? Let me read the chat. I did meet Jim Brown a couple times. I have a picture with Jim Brown. I think it's in my phone. When he died, it's on my Instagram. I should say passed away. I met Jim Brown at the Newark Black Film Festival in 2000. It was before the show started, right before the show started, like 2005, something like that. And I got him to sign some stuff, and we took a picture together. And I wish I had a camera back then. I would have filmed the Q&A, but I didn't know what the protocol was back then to bring cameras and things like that. But it would always frustrate me when they'd have big names like that show up at things and then they wouldn't record the event. So here's me and Jim Brown back in the day, 2004. So, but he was cool. Anyone I regret giving my time to? It's a good question. I don't think so. No. I mean, because I learn as much from them than they get from me. Is Melvin Van Peebles' son still do film? Yeah, he just had a film come out this year. I forget what it was called, but he was on Tamron Hall promoting it, and I think it's about to hit video. Mario, he did the song movie with his son Mandela. I'm trying to find. I have a dope shot of me and Mario and Melvin. Just looking. I'm looking on my own Instagram. I have a couple Instagram pages. One is just me, Reelblack for the gram, doing people I've interviewed or met. So. And you can go there and check it out. I'm just scrolling. Go Scott Heron. And, kind of how people say. I have a picture of me and Robert Townsend I cannot find. So I need to meet him again before it's too late. I look like Giza. Who we talking about? Uh, this this guy that he was tough on me. Have I been to the Caribbean and Africa? I'm not interested in going to the Caribbean. It just seems like it's a very um, easy spot to go to. But I have been to Africa. I've been to Senegal when I was in college, and um, I have a Senegal story about that I tell. It was Lee Scratch Perry, and then you got Kerry Washington. I have a picture with Patti LaBelle. I've met her kind of. Like I filmed her being interviewed, but as much as Patti LaBelle is an institution in Philadelphia, I've never really spent time with her, and that's to my regret. I would love to know her better, and that's me being shy. I'm sure if I was a different type of person, that'd be no problem for me to link up with Pam Grier. Yeah, Pam Grier. Pam Grier blocked me from Twitter. I have no idea why. But yeah, I met Pam Grier. Interviewed her a couple times. She's real cool. Do I have a picture of me and Pam? Oh, well, we interviewed her. So there's a picture of me and Pam Grier. There's a video of me and Pam Grier talking. It's Julie Dash. So people, Daughters of the Dust. So keeping it too real. I don't know what energy I put off. I was trying to get her some money. Get her. We were trying to get her to come speak at a festival. It was USman Sembene, prominent director, a few months before he passed. He came to Philadelphia. So me and my NYU guy, Knight. Did I ever meet Tupac or Biggie? No, no, unfortunately. Dr. Cosby. Would I write a memoir? Maybe eventually. I don't know. I mean, I gotta learn. I gotta just write. Oh, this is what I was looking for in the beginning. Melvin. So good guy. But the picture I was looking for was, and there's Charles, another famous guy. You met Tupac when he was with Digital Underground. That's cool. Was he like rambunctious? I imagine he was just like overamped. Um, I gotta put more pictures up. It's been a while since I've. Oh, Billy D. Williams has a book out. Oh God, it looks so. I was so thin then. I wish I could have kept that weight down. That's my only regret in life, is that I ate too many tasty cakes. If I wasn't born in Philly, I wouldn't have the weight issue. Like if I had stayed in LA, maybe life would have been different. But I definitely would have kept the weight down if I had to do that. Am I familiar with James G. Spady? I met him. I met James Spady. Saw Rick James and Billy D. Williams. Forgot to tell you when I had to cut OJ off at the restaurant I was working at. Oh God. Okay. He got Tupac's number. That card's probably worth $1 gazillion now. Let me get at least one paragraph. Yeah, see, the problem is, like, if anything happened now, like, if anything happened to me, like, now, I would be the guy that got yelled at by Dick Gregory. He'll be like, Yeah, did you hear what happened? The guy, that real black guy, he's dead now. And yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch him get yelled at again. That'd be my legacy. So I'm trying to hurry up and do something that will supersede, you know, that thing. Billy D is on some race don't exist steez. Well, in a perfect world, you can think that. In my reality, I can't not be reminded of race on a daily basis, but I just don't. I don't see, but that's what I expose myself to. I'm sure Billy D has a much more global view of the world and more cosmopolitan sense of what the world is about. But I mean, I would think even I haven't read his book yet. I'm sure he would have to say that being born as a black man at a certain period of time, he's going he's going to see that his life was either shaped positively or negatively by that experience. Race is a social construct where the consequences of that are real as F. Yeah, exactly. And who made up the rules? That's the thing I want to know. But we all agreed to it by being. We all play by the same game. You're the guy that set up Real Black in the Real Black community. I suppose. I suppose. I don't know what that means. Honestly, Big Max, what I mean, I know this, we do have a sense of community here. For me, it's about black film and empowerment, but people come in whenever, hey, Chiana B. Um, it's moving quick. Rich content is unmatched and worthy of Cash Apps. Well, let's get it started. Cash App Reelblack. Um, it's all good. When people ask me, I have to say that I'm Helen Dennis's grandson, Rochelle Dennis's son. And that keeps me grounded. We're born into it, and I didn't agree to. That's funny. That's funny. You caught me in a good mood. The school's over. I'm not a clickbaiter. I try not to be. iPhone changed everything. Camera keeps people accountable. Just check out the brother Dr. Baxter Montgomery. Trust me, Mike, he's the real deal. Where can I find him? I'll Google him. I'll Google him first before I go to YouTube. Baxter Montgomery. Oops. Can't spell. Oh, Baby Reindeer. Anybody watching that thing? Okay, he comes up pretty quick. Baxter Montgomery, Houston, Texas. Oh, no. Montgomery Heart and Wellness. Okay. In Houston. And he's got a book out about heart disease. All right. I'm going to follow him and see if he follows back. I'll free. All right. So we'll jump on that. Meant to say, oh, let me see. Is there a PayPal that I didn't see come in? I definitely want to acknowledge anybody who's made a donation before I go. It's 10 o'clock. Oh, thank you, Adrian. Thank you. I appreciate the PayPal. I really do. Thank you. That's so sweet. It comes in handy. Um, what did I buy? I gotta pay off some stuff. Um, we shot Lady Alma, and I made some investments in gear. Multifacial Dash is cool, but no way is he sitting at Gregory's table. Dash. Unless you're already famous, the game demands clickbait to get attention. About to make moves and slide it. All right, F you two. Take off. It's good seeing you. Peace. You haven't watched Baby Reindeer yet either. AG Play, thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate the love. It makes me feel good. Really like to see you interview Dame Dash. We had him on the show very early on when he was at Urban World Film Festival promoting Mr. Untouchable. So I do have footage of him. I just wasn't the one interviewing him. I go back and forth on Dame. Like when he admitted he was broke and that he likes to stay broke, that kind of was a disappointment for him to hear because he projects this ideal that somehow he's his own person, he's successful, but I don't want to say anything bad. I mean, this what's going on or negative, and thank you for the likes. I see 109 likes and 70 people watching. What's going on with Dame's dentures? Does he have a bridge that's clicking? Like the last 6 months of Dame Dash interviews, it sounds like he's got a bridge that's loose. So I'm just wondering if anybody else notices that, and can we help him out somehow? I'm completely serious. Not trying to make fun of anybody. But Dame, like your dental is connected to your mental. Who would you like to interview? Eddie Murphy and maybe Sly Stone. Sly's like 80. Multifacial's laughing. No, I'm completely serious. I know people that have neglected their dental health and ended up with heart disease and dying. So I'm very concerned. When I hear him talking. Chico. All right, you're out. I'm gonna go too. It's 97 minutes. And the cat. I thought the cat was gonna come over. And she didn't. The chat got interesting and then the room stayed full. So have you read Real Sidney Poitier book, The Measure of a Man? Yeah, we did a whole documentary on Sidney Poitier where we used his audiobook as commentary. It's an unofficial documentary, so it's floating around. If you're a Patreon subscriber, you have access to it. Cicely Tyson. I saw Cicely Tyson and James Earl Jones on Broadway in the Gin Game, and on the way out, we stayed as they left the theater. They walked past us, but she didn't. Good night, Chico. She didn't. She didn't. She didn't sign anything or stop. She just went by. I mean, can't blame her. She was in her 90s when she did that. So, but I did see them perform on Broadway. It was okay. It was two legends, but the play is kind of antiquated, if you ask me. Taking a break from homework, yes. I'm taking a break from grading papers. Okay. All right. So we're winding it down. 99 minutes. Churu treats. Churu? I don't know what that is. Send me a link. DM me on Instagram. Last time you spoke with Jason. Jason was supposed to be on tonight, but I wasn't ready. He wanted to go on earlier than I would have felt comfortable. He's got a new book out. He's going to talk to us about next Saturday. It's going to be around 7:30 at night, and he's got a video teaser for it and everything. So go check it out next week. I'm trying to hook up every Saturday. Hey, Dawood, I'm about to leave. Churu. All right, I'll look it up. I'll Google it. Churu. Churu treats. Okay, I see it. Churu cat treats. Oh, okay. I've seen them in the store. Okay, they're like little wet things, and they're okay with the bowels. Like, are they? It looks like it might give them loose bowels. They're like little tubes of they're little tubes of stuff, but they're good. She'd like them. She's so spoiled to begin with. If I get her addicted to any other cat treat. Hey, Dawood, how's Texas? All right, we got a shift rotation. All right, yeah. So hope we'll be back next week. All right, so all right, so the Timberwolves won. Um, sounds like Kendrick won tonight, and we're all winners. You're a winner too. So it was hot today. It rained today, so we're okay. Um, let Dawood say hi to everybody, and then I'm gonna slowly fade away. Um, yeah, a lot of people are here tonight. I don't know if Takashi Mandela's still here, but thank you, Mod Squad, for checking in, and I'll check it out. Okay, Asian Latina's here. Yeah, I'm not playing any music. All right, Chris, thank you, Mod Squad. Chris Dragnet, hang on. All right, Molly. Molly. She's so knocked. Oh, there she goes. She woke up. She's like, why are you bothering me? I don't feel like being on the show today. All right, peace out. Love y'all. Thanks.